Hello friends, in this session we are going to discuss about ADDM reports. So here the automatic database diagnostic monitor ADDM analyze the data in the automatic workload repository to identify the potential performance bottlenecks. Means whatever the information is gathered by the AWR report, that is going to be analyzed by the ADDM reports. Fine, and it will give you the recommendation like these are the changes is required, like memory target parameter is very low, a value set, just increase the size of the your memory target parameter. That's why it can give you that so many different types of your recommendation. So here for each of the identification issues locates the root cause and provides the recommendation for correcting the problems. Fine. ADDM analysis task is performed and its findings and recommendations stored in the database every time an AWS snapshot is taken, provided the statistic level parameter is set to typical or all. Fine. So once you set your initialization parameter statistics level that is equal to typical or all, on that time only whatever the information is generated, AWS snapshot is taken, from that it will just take the information and it will generate the report like these are the recommendation. Otherwise if you set this parameter to basic, it will not store the, and ADDM will not give any kind of recommendation. So here ADDM analysis includes the following, that is the CPU load, how much CPU load is there and what are the recommendation is required, memory uses, it will give the recommendation, IO uses, resource intensive SQL, resource intensive PLSQL and the Java, these are all the analysis it will do. Fine. Also it will just give you the rack issue if any kind of rack issues you have, application issues if it will give database configuration issues if not any proper parameter is set up, that you can also find it out from the ADDM. Concurrent issue, any lockings are there that is frequently occurred, that is also given by the concurrent issue. Object contention, this is also the given by the ADDM reports. So the findings are listed in order to potential impact on the database performance along with the recommendation to resolve the issue and the symptoms which may lead it to discovery. Right? The recommendation may include the hardware changes is required, like this hardware is not proper as your database load is very high. Database configuration changes while parameter changes, schema changes is there, application changes and using the other advisor. Fine. So let's see practically how to use this ADDM report and what are the recommendation is giving on our server. First thing, whenever you are on the home page on the Oracle Enterprise Manager, what you can do, you can just go through with the your advisor central here. Fine. Now you can just see the advisor task which is done. So here in the task you can see the ADDM reports which is run for snapshot 10 and 11. Fine, and this is completed at 6:30 p.m. So every hour this ADDM report is also running. Also the ADDM report which is run for the snapshot 9 and 10 which is on the 5:31. ADDM report between 8 and 9 which is run between 4:30. Fine, 4:30 p.m. ADDM report that is for the 3:30 p.m. Fine, the ADDM report that is for the 2:30 p.m. 1:30 p.m. 12:30 p.m. So every hour the ADDM report is running. Now you want to find it out like any kind of recommendation is there for the ADDM report is not. Fine. So how can you check it out? So using this you can just click on this report ADDM and this is for the selected intervals. Fine. This is the report between 6 to 7. Fine. So this is, you can see the ADDM reports runs from 6:25 to 6:35. Okay. Now if you can see the below any impact between this, nothing is there. ADDM did not find any problem during this period. Now here you can see the some of the active sessions. Fine, CPU consumption is there, weight is there, you can see this thing, this is the user IO is there. So when you click on this interval here, you can see the few of the impact. So during this period of time between 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. some hard parsing is done, that is impact the 37% of the CPU. User IO weight class was there, PLSQL compilation was there, IO throughput is there, commits and rollback was there, hard parsing due to the parse error. So these are the all these thing was there in the ADDM report. That is between at what time? 2:30 p.m. Period start time, that is at 2:30 p.m. Fine. So in this period of time, you can see some findings are there that is going to be impact. Fine. So if you want to see the reports, you can click on this view reports. Fine. So this is the your ADDM reports. Fine. So which analysis period? That is from the snapshot 7 to 8. Time period start from 2:30 to 3:30. Analysis target ORCL database. Fine. Activity. The database total database time was 320 seconds. The average number of active session was 0.09. Fine. So on that time, hard parsing was done. That is effective. That is the 37% of the CPU. Fine. And here you can see the findings and recommendation. Findings 1, hard parse. Hard parsing of the SQL statement was consuming significant database time. Hard parse due to the cursor environment mismatch were not consuming significant of database time. Hard parse due to the literal uses and the cursor invalidation were not consuming the significant database time. And the Oracle database memory SGA and the PGA was adequately sized. So no recommendation is available over here. Findings 2. This is another finding. Weight class user IO consuming significant of database time. The instance memory was adequately sized. So here also the no recommendation is available. Fine. Impact 3. PLSQL compilation consumption significant database time. So here recommendation 1, application analysis. So investigate the appropriateness of the PLSQL compilers. PLSQL compilers can be caused by the DDL on the dependent object. Fine. So this is the different recommendation is given, and also the fourth one, that is the IO throughput. So recommendation is the host configuration. Finds actually the performance of the sum of the data and the temp file was significantly worse than the others. If stripping all files using the same methodology is not possible, consider stripping these files over the multiple disks. So rationals for file system01.dbf average response time for the single block was 13 milliseconds and the total access IO wait was 11 seconds. Fine. Related object database files, this is for the system01.dbf. For sysoc01.dbf, the average response time for the single was 18 milliseconds and the total access IO wait is for the 9 seconds. So this is the one action, there is the rationals they have given. Recommendation 2, host configuration. Consider the increasing throughput of the IO subsystem. Oracle recommend solution strips for the all data file using the same methodologies. Fine. So this is also the again. So this is the all your findings, its impact and its a recommendation. This is given by the Oracle in the ADDM reports. That is between the 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. If you want to save this file, you can save it in your computer also. Fine. So using this way, you can just use the previous ADDM reports, and in case if you want to create the current ADDM report, also you can create. Fine. So here I am going to again to Advisor Central ADDM, and here it is going to show you the same reports. But in case if you want to run the ADDM report now, what you can do, create a new AWR snapshot and run ADDM on the new and the previous snapshot. You must have execute privilege on the DBMS workload repository to complete this. As we are logged in with the Sys user, we don't have a privileges issue. So here what I am doing, I am clicking on OK. So it is, are you sure you want to create the new AWR snapshot and run ADDM on this and the previous snapshot? Yes. So this is going on. This process will take some time. So wait for a few minutes. So it will first generate the AWR, then ADDM. Fine. So this is the ADDM was successfully run successfully. So here it is not finding the any kind of recommendation or any impact during this period. And if you are going on the Advisor Central, if you are going this, so snapshot was run between 11 to 12 and this is completed. Fine. So once you click on this, so here you can see ADDM did not find any problem during this period. Fine, so in this way you can create the new ADDM reports based on the AWR snapshot, and also if you want to check the previous ADDM reports, you can also check. Fine, so in this session we have discussed about how to create the ADDM reports and how to use the previous ADDM reports which is generated by the Oracle database automatically. Thank you.